exciting video where you're going to learn a new technique that's going to make you more efficient and faster and more productive in your Revit endeavors. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to slope either roof rafters or deck rafters or any type of rafters. If you want to make some custom slopes or cuts on your joist. This is a video that's definitely gonna come of great help and make your life a lot easier. So I'm just quickly gonna start generating a rectangular single floor home with a roof deck. Something really quick. So go to my second level here. I'm gonna go to, it doesn't matter if I use structural or architectural tab, and then I'm gonna click on structural wall. I'll use the generic since I'm on the second floor. I'm gonna keep it at depth, and I want my walls to be modeled to the first floor, which is exactly the way I have these parameters set up. I'm just gonna do a quick rectangular option. There we go. Activate it, and then just do a rectangular option there. There's my rectangle. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a floor system. But before I draw the floor system, I want to go to one of these views here. Yes. So basically, what I want to do is I want to click on the wall. I'm going to edit the profile because what I want to do is I want to create a funky roof deck so that I can demonstrate the technique that will benefit you guys in your future drafting endeavors. So I'm going to start drawing in here, if it lets me, start drawing some, well, I'll make it smaller. I don't want to go too deep. I will go from here, let's see, grab the line option. I'm gonna go, I'll probably go 6 inches, doesn't matter. I'll drop it another 6 inches, and maybe towards the end here, I'll just slope the end of the wall like that. And then what I want to do is I want to trim these lines because I have to make sure that my profile for the wall that I'm modifying, it has to be encircled. There can't be any loops or anything sticking out. So I'm gonna click the finish here option and then go to 3D so you guys can see it from one end. Basically what I did is I modified the wall profile because this is actually gonna be my roof deck and my joists are gonna have a funky cut, which I'm gonna generate off of this here, off of this profile. So I want to go back to this view here, which is the right view. You can either do it in your 3D, where I'm at right now, 3D, or you can do it from one of your other views here. I believe you can't trace in 3D, but I don't think we need a trace because what I want to do is I want to go to the other view here and the opposite view. And then what I want to do is I want to click on this wall. I want to right click, and what I want to do is I want to overwrite the graphic view so I can see beyond. I want to be able to see the other wall. So what I did was I changed my transparency from 0 to 100. Now that I can see the wall yonder, I'm gonna click on this wall, which is this one, not that one. So go back here. Again, I'm working off my 3D. I'm working off of 3D right now. So I'll click on this wall. I'm going to activate the profile. And then now what I'm going to do is I want to trace the wall that's yonder. I want to trace it so that I have the same cut on this side of the wall. So I'm going to click on the pick lines. Click on that line, that one. Sorry, undo that. Just click undo in case you make a mistake. It's okay if you do, because that's how we learn. We learn from making mistakes. Everybody does so. So now that I have that, I'm just going to draw a line over here, draw another line, and then just do that. I'm gonna trim. I'm not trim. Sorry, I'm using the trim command. All I'm doing is typing TR for the shortcut, and once I make sure that my lines are encircled, I'll click the finish option, and then I'm gonna go to, okay, what I want to do is I want to lower this wall so that it doesn't stick out like that. So I'm gonna go back to this view, click on the wall, and then just drag it down, and then just hit your shift down and then your middle cursor roller so you can see the 3D view of it. So now this is actually this is gonna be my roof deck, or in this case, we can just make it a roof. We'll generate roof rafters that have this particular cut. So the next thing I want to do is I want to generate the plywood sheeting for my roof rafters. To do that, since I have a funky cut, I believe the best way to go about this is to go to one of the side views. Doesn't matter which one. And then what I want to do is I want to create my plywood sheathing using an extrusion, because that's the best method and quick method to generate the plywood sheathing for either for roof joists or roof rafters or decks. So I'm going to go to structural. I'm going to hit the I'm going to hit the, let's see, structural annotation. I'm going to hit the components. Let me see here. Not that one. You don't want to do components. We're going to be in structural. I apologize for the little hiccup here. Yes, components. But it has to be components under the structural tab. And then you're going to click on model in place. And then for the category, I'm just going to call it roofs. Okay. And I'm going to call this plywood sheathing. Just like that. Perfect. And then I'm going to set, I have to set my work plane. So I'm going to set my work plane. I'm going to pick the plane. And I'm just going to tap on the line until I grab this wall here. Once I do that, then I'm going to click on the extrusion option, and then I'm going to click on the pick lines option, and then just click on the lines I want to trace quickly, just like that, like that. And then we'll extend it past over here. So now that we've done that, I'm just going to trim this TR. And I want, well, let me delete this line. Well, I'm not going to delete it. I'm just going to extend it up like that. Since when I start modeling my roof rafters, they're going to model off of the second level downward. So for my plywood sheathing, I don't want my plywood sheathing to overlap with my roof rafters, so I'm going to offset above the level 2 reference line for the thickness of my plywood sheathing. I'm going to make it half an inch. So I'm going to click on the offset tool here. Make sure I change this to 0.5 for half an inch. And then I'm just going to click above it, just like that, like that, that, like that. And then for this side, just draw in a line, and then quickly just start trimming TR. So you don't have anything not connected. Everything has to be connected. All these lines have to create a loop. So quickly we'll do that. We'll create the loop right now. Give me 1 second. Now, now that I have it generated, I want to let Revit know how far of an extrusion I want it to go. Typically, if you put in a number here, let's say I want to make it just randomly 20 feet. If I just click apply, the extrusion is going to come out of the screen. It's going to come towards us. We want it to go into the screen, so we're going to make this negative. And then we're going to click apply and finish, just like that. And then we'll go to a 3D view. And then from here, we can just grab it, and we can just grab the handle here and drag it across, just like that. We can just go to this, click on the back view, and then if we want to get it exactly aligned, you can do the align option here. Click on, I believe here, I believe it won't do it, undo. So just grab it and extend it until it snaps, just like that. And then we go back to, we use scroll in 3D, click finish, and there you go. We have our plywood sheeting. So we're almost there. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to draw our first, we want to draw one roof rafter first. And once we draw the roof rafter and we actually apply the technique that I'm about to show you on how to cut the roof rafter and making it slope per the outline of the roof. After we do that, then what we're going to do is we're just going to copy that particular customized roof rafter and duplicate it across our roof. So to do that, next thing we're going to do is draw. We're going to go to the second level here. We're just going to go to second level, and we're going to go to our structural tab, go to our beam, and well, as you can see, we don't have any roof rafter, wood roof rafter family. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to bring one in from the Revit families. So we can click the load families here. We're going to drag all the way down to, we'll drag down to structural framing. We'll click on the wood, and we'll use the dimensional lumber, and we'll get the deepest one. We'll do a 2x14, which doesn't matter because I'm going to modify that because I want it to go deeper than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back again to structural. I'm going to go to beam, and then as you can see, it's going to be placed on the second level because we're on the second level. But then I want to modify this one. I want to create my own customized deeper lumber. So I'm going to edit type. I'm going to duplicate it, and we'll make it. I know they don't make 2x this deep, but this is just for tutorial purposes on what I'm trying to teach you guys. So I'm going to make this 2 feet deep, just like that. Click apply. There we go. And then I'm going to draw my first rafter. So I'm going to go from here to here, just like that. There we go. It should be in there. So let's go to a 3D view, and I believe there it is. Yeah, there it is. It's sticking out like a sore thumb right now. So what we want to do here is I want to turn on my section box, just like that. And I'm going to change my graphics to shaded so we can see it better. I'm going to bring in my section just like that, just like that, just like that. And then I'm going to go to the right view so I can see it better. And there we go. We can actually see we can actually touch and see our roof rafter. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to cut my roof rafter right underneath the plywood sheathing so that it is tucked underneath the plywood sheathing, and that'll be the demonstration how you would go about customizing roof rafters whenever you have either a funky slope or you have just a funky cut like I'm demonstrating right now. So the next step I want to do, I'm going to go back to my hidden line mode. Next thing I'm going to do is click on the by face option. This is basically an option that you typically use to create openings that are perpendicular to a level, and they can be applied to, you know, any type of opening as long as you're clicking on the face. They also apply to families. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the option here, and then the next thing it's asking me to do is to click on the face, on the perpendicular face of which I want to make the cut. So I'm going to hover over the roof rafter, and once you see the outer green outline, that means it's detected it. So make sure you left click, and then the next thing it's going to ask you is to start tracing what you're going to be cutting out of that family element, which in this case is the roof rafter. So I'm going to click on the pick points so I can trace what my cut will be. So like I was mentioning earlier, I want to cut the underside of the plywood sheathing. So the underside of the plywood sheathing is my outline that I'll be using as my reference to cut the openings for my roof rafters, just like that. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to extend these past. You want to extend these past. There's two of them here, so let's delete that one. We're gonna grab this one. We're gonna extend it past the rafter. We're gonna do the, and then this one we're gonna extend it. We're gonna draw another line here so we can extend it past. If it lets me grab it, this is gonna grab it. So we're gonna extend it past here, and we're gonna go past the actual rafter like that. We're gonna trim. So you can see that so basically what I'm doing is I traced where I want my cut to go, but then you have to make sure that you go beyond the element that you're cutting, because basically once I finalize this, it's gonna just cut through it. But if it's not enclosed, it's not gonna work. So we're gonna click the finish mode. It's okay if you get that warning. Don't worry about it. Now if you go to we turn on our change our graphics to the shaded mode. There you go. There's our roof rafter right in there, tucked in there, right under the underside of our plywood sheathing, just like I wanted it there for it to be. So the next thing I would do is, since I already modeled one of them, I can just use that one as a reference. And just give me 1 second here. Use that as a reference. Go back to my second level here, and since I can't see it, it's because I have to, again, on the plywood sheathing, I have to click on the extrusion that I generated earlier. I want to right click on it. I want to go to override graphic view of the element, and I want to change the transparency to 100 so I can see beyond it and see my roof rafter, which is in there. And the reason we're not seeing it still is because we got to go to our view range. Just type in VR for view range, and you gotta adjust this, because right now the cut is saying that the cut is at 4 feet above the level. Well, if the cut is above 4 feet above the level, we're not gonna see our rafter. So since we started generating and modeling our rafter based off of a second level, we want to cut underneath it by a foot, and then these we gotta change. The cut has to be lower than that number, so we're gonna make this minus 4 feet here, minus 4 feet here, and hit apply, and there we can see our rafter here. And then I know you guys are probably asking, well, how come you can't see the roof lines above? It's because I'm cutting deeper inside the building. So I'm just going to use the offset option. I'm going to click on my rafter, and once you click on the rafter, it'll give you other options that you can use to make modifications. In this case, we want to duplicate it. We're going to do the offset. We're going to change it to 2 feet on center, and just keep on clicking on your roof rafters to create the rest of them. And then you're going to get a warning sign. Don't worry about it. It's fine. And then here we go. I'm gonna try to get them all in there for you. Typically, in some of my other videos, I just show you some of them, not all of them. But in this case, I just want to do them all. Before I had learned this technique, it was so hard for me to generate cuts on roof rafters, and it got to a point where I couldn't do them. So I would, take shortcuts, but the shortcuts were more on the 2D view and plan view, and in Revit, if you're going to be using Revit, you definitely don't want to take shortcuts. You want to be able to model everything correctly, because the more you can model, the more of a value of an asset you are to your company. So those are done. I'm going to go to a 3D view again, and there you go. They're all in there. All the roof rafters are there, all with the cuts per the line of the roof. So I hope this video was of help and useful in your future Revit endeavors when it comes to modeling roof rafters and customizing them. And if you found this video to be useful, please show your love and affection by subscribing to my channel, because I will provide more videos that will be of help in your future endeavors. So subscribe to my video so you can get the notifications when I upload the next video. Once again, thank you again. Bye-bye.